Something I want to go over again that bears repeating just to make sure that you know where to find certain information dealing with irregular verbs. If you look again at our text from Matthew 6, you can see we were working with some aorist verb forms. And I want to make sure that you know where you can find in the grammar how to figure out these particular verb forms. Now, of course, you can look these words up in an analytical lexicon, and it will parse the word for you as well as giving you the lexical entry. But to figure it out for yourselves, let's take a look at your grammar on page 374 and following. You'll find an irregular verb chart that goes through some of the most frequently occurring irregular verbs in the New Testament. For example, we were dealing with the word pino. Let's find pino. And that's word number 36, means I drink. If you look at the first column, it gives you the present tense stem, which is peen. Just take the ending off and you've got the present tense stem. The second column gives you the future tense stem, which is p, without a nu on the end. The aorist stem is also p. And underneath each one of those stems, we give you the first-person singular form of a word that would be built off of that stem. So the present tense, first-person singular, is pino. The future, the stem is p, and notice the future is deponent, that the first-person singular is ending in my instead of an omega. Remember what a deponent verb is. A deponent verb is one which is middle or passive in form, but active in meaning. So the first person singular form of the future tense of this verb is piomai. The aorist, using the p root stem, has an augment in front because we're going to show you an indicative form of the verb. And the ending looks like an imperfect ending, ending with the first person singular omicron nu. Remember that for second aorist verbs, the indicative endings will use the same endings as the imperfect tense. So the second aorist, active, indicative, first person singular of this verb is epion. Let's take a look at another of our verbs that we had in our text, peribalo. Now this consists of two words put together, a prepositional prefix, peri, combined with balo. So let's look up just the word balo in our irregular verb chart. That'll be pretty close to the front. If you look at word number 11, the first column gives you the present tense stem. Notice it has two lambdas. Underneath that stem is the indicative first person singular, balo. Look at the future stem, bale. Look at the aorist stem with just one lambda, ball. And underneath that stem is what the indicative first-person singular would look like. Notice the augment out front and that ending. Notice also that in a second aorist verb form, there is no tense indicator in either the second aorist active or the second aorist middle. This is a second aorist active indicative first singular, ebalon. And if you go back to our text in Matthew 6:31, you see how the stem here has only one lambda. That's the aorist stem.